Hello, welcome to another video, a slightly different one again. In this video we're going to look at C1 Speaking Part 1 and we're going to see two of my real students do the exam. Then I'm going to comment on how they did, go over anything they could improve, and hopefully watching this video you can get some tips for Speaking Part 1. Now I should say these are real students. These are two girls who just passed their B2 exam a few months ago, so they're starting C1 now because they want to keep going. They go to a typical school here in Spain where they learn English, and we've been having private classes for a few years as well, where we have like a weekly private class, but fairly relaxed, chatting, a few exam activities. What they really are good at is listening to music to learn English. This is the thing that has really pushed them to the next level. So that's a great tip as well. If you can find something that you're interested in and passionate about and use that as a way to learn English, well, theirs is music. So anyway, let's get into it. Let's look at Speaking Part 1 and let's see how the exam goes. Hello, welcome to the fake C1 exam. I'm Steve and I will be asking you questions and then taking some notes and giving you tips on how to improve. What's your name?
My name is Daniela.
Thank you. And you?
Manuela.
Thank you. So that's, the introduction. They ask for your names. Then the easy bit in phase one. The easy bit in phase one, which we know is these typical questions where it's always the same question. Daniela, where are you from?
I'm from a tiny little village. It's called Palomares del Rio and it's a town from the Algarve.
Manuela, how long have you been studying English?
Well, I started when I was about 4 years old and I haven't stopped until now.
Thank you. And they did fine. There's not much we can say here. That's what you should do. You give a little simple 3-second answer and that's fine. It's just an introduction. Now we move on to phase 1. Phase 2, slightly more complicated questions. I should say this is not prepared in any way. This is like them doing a real exam. They didn't know the questions. It was a surprise for them and they were very kind in agreeing to do it. So let's look at phase 1. We'll go question by question. Daniela, do you prefer eating at home or in a restaurant for a special occasion?
In that case, probably going to a restaurant because then I don't need to wash the dishes and maybe I need to pay the money, but it's worth it.
Manuel. So our first question. Think about how you would answer it. This is how Daniela answered it, and I think it's a pretty good answer. Why is it a good answer? Well, we can go through this and we can think, maybe we can improve it slightly with a bit more detail. Why is she talking about washing the dishes? This could be explained a bit more. You don't want to wash the dishes if it's your birthday, linking back to the question special occasion. But it's a really good answer for the reasons that I've underlined. The things that I've underlined stand out for me. You can try and think why these might stand out for someone, trying to pass a C1 exam. And here's why. Basically, we need to think about the criteria for the speaking exam. So the relevant criteria here, because it's not the conversation part, so we can ignore the interactive part. We're looking for good vocab, good grammar, good discourse management, and good delivery. And this has got a bit of everything. It's very impressive for the first answer. So first, I like the fact that she refers to the question because it seems like she's going to start answering the question, but then she says, in that case of a special occasion. So it's a relevant, linking to the question phrase to start with. We've got some good grammar. The question was, do you prefer eating with the gerund? So she's answered in the gerund, and it makes sense. She's using the gerund naturally and correctly. Again, it's linked together because then, a natural way to link your ideas together. Wash the dishes, correct vocab, correct collocation. And dishes, pronunciation. This is something that, it's not the easiest rule of English, is it? When do we pronounce the plural S? Well, with SH, we pronounce it, correct delivery. Maybe, again, linking, thinking, well, on the other hand, maybe. So it's good to compare the different possibilities. Don't always just say one side of the answer. You can say the other side. Well, a restaurant, you have to pay, but it's worth it. And I can clearly hear it's worth it. She knows the expression. She knows to use the subject here as well. It's worth it, not is worth it, as some Spanish people might say. No, it's worth it. which is a good vocabulary, a good phrase to use as well, used correctly. So it's a really nice answer. I won't do this for every question, but this is how we should be thinking about what makes a good answer. Let's watch the next question. How important is reading in your daily life?
It's really important because it's a part of my routine, and I always read some book before going to bed because it relaxes me.
Okay, so that was the question. Again, feel free to answer it yourself. Think, can you develop this? What would a good answer be? This is what Manuela said, and I think it's pretty good. Again, we've got some nice vocab in there, some nice grammar, the preposition before with ing, the pronunciation, relaxes, correct pronunciation, and it's a good relevant answer. Maybe it could be a little bit more developed. How would you develop this answer more? I would maybe suggest, give an example. If you say that reading's really important for you and you always read, you should be able to say what you're reading now. I guess you are reading something now. Maybe you are reading tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, and you are hooked on this book, which is very popular at the moment. So give us an example, make it more developed. And you can see, look, just a little bit like this, you get some more vocab. Right now, hooked, any idea at this level is going to be pushing the demonstration of your English level, which is what we need to do. Next question, because it's normally going to be about 2 questions each. It's about 2 minutes for part 1, and this video is, the exam is 2 minutes that we did, so it's perfect. Next question. Daniela, do you find it difficult to fit sports into your daily routine?
Not really. I'm very used to sport and also very used to study every day. So if I have like tons of exams and some seasonal exam, I study more, but I can do it with sports. I can handle it.
So another question, another typical C1 question, daily routine, fitting things in, fitting sports into daily routine. How would you answer it? And Daniela answered it like this with some nice expressions. I'm used to sport, good, and used to, and here there was a little mistake, a little bit of a typical mistake, used to doing something, because to here is a preposition, isn't it? You are used to doing something. So she forgot the ing, it's a typical mistake, but she's trying to use this phrase, and she did use it correctly once. So we're going to give her points for that. Tons of exams, like, again, very natural spoken English, used in a natural way. Tons of exams, nice expression. Next part was a little bit unclear. Maybe she said season exam, like exam season, when you have lots of exams. Didn't quite catch that, but I get the idea because she said tons of exams and it makes sense. And the last expression, I can handle it, again, a natural, like a native expression used correctly. So it's another good answer. And our last question for part 1. Manuela, can you tell us about a concert or festival that you've been to?
Yes, almost 1 month ago I went to Madrid to see Louis Tomlinson concert. That was part of One Direction, and it was great.
Thank you. That's the end of part 1. Here was the last question. Oh, I did say, maybe I forgot to extend this. It's already pretty good, but maybe again an example, maybe mention the sport that you fit in. Daniela plays basketball and it helps her let off stress. To let off stress, a nice expression. In fact, connecting the ideas together with different kind of connectors. If you can, push your answer. Always try and improve something. And the last question was about a concert or a festival. And Manuela said, almost a month ago, seeing the One Direction guy, who, because it is a non-defining relative clause, isn't it? So we need to say who, we can't say that. The commas tell us it's non-defining, so we need to say who. And this was a bit short, to be honest. I think she could have added a bit more here. So what would you add to this answer? Maybe something like, I know all their songs by heart because I've been a huge fan since I was young, so it was a great experience. Better than saying it was great. Give me a bit of detail. Give me why you like them. Give me the name of their favourite song or something. Something that means you are speaking English, because when you do that, you will normally use some good vocab and structures like we're talking about. So that's the end of part 1. The girls have done a great job, but they should, because part 1 is quite friendly, quite easy. Questions like this that anyone can answer. You just need to make sure you are relaxed and happy and demonstrating your high level of English. To summarize, our key takeaways: extend your answers, as I've been trying to show you to do, as the girls try and do on occasions. use a little show off vocab. You know, the more you try this, the more little expressions, the more comfortable you get. So you can try and just insert little phrases like this. And practice in any way you can. Practice recording yourself with your phone, practice in the mirror, practice with friends, practice with anyone who will listen to you. Key thing in life, isn't it, to say, I've got an exam coming up. Have you got 5 minutes to listen to me to practice? Most people will say yes. Most of your teachers, most of your family will say yes. If you can make that step and ask for help, people are happy to help you. So anyway, that's part 1. Fairly easy. The girls have done really well. Let's see if they can keep doing so well in parts 2, 3 and 4. Subscribe to find out how they do. Thanks. Bye.